and talking about the papers. I swear to God, these be haters. They be hating, I feel out of live in corners, I don't get along. Ooh, right with my neighbors. Diamonds on my neck and rolling on. Now I later got underbit flavors. I'm with my lifesaver. Ooh, feel like Darth Vader. I'm a boss, you know I might riff it. Ooh, right in my basement. Yeah. But you know that I'm going.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. We're all set to bring you a terrific contest here as these two divisional rivals renew acquaintances for the first time this season. There's always a little something extra at stake when these teams face off. It's the Cardinals going up against the 49ers. With that, it's time to hook up with our commentators in the booth as we turn it over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you, Larry. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the home of Super Bowl 50, Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Arizona Cardinals and the San Francisco 49ers. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And, Charles, you take a look at these 49ers as they interplay here. They've been buoyed by getting 2 home games right at the start, and they come off a good victory in Week 1.
And last week's win was indicative of how good this team can be. It was a complete performance.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Cardinals here, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
And I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
This one fielded at the 5. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. And they're led out by a guy who learned from one of the great ones in his first few years in Tom Brady. This is Jimmy Garoppolo.
When you're a backup to one of the all-time great players, if you don't spend time picking that guy's brain or just watching and observing how he does things to increase your game, then you've wasted that time. I don't think Jimmy Garoppolo is that type of a player. I think those lessons learned have a chance to transmit themselves very well.
Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. He'll get this over to Westbrook. It's complete. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice gain right there on 1st down for them. Brings up a nice 2nd down for them.
Offense in a good spot here, 2nd and 2. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. He's got his man on the crossing route. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Buda Baker with a pick, and he'll return this one just shy of midfield to the 49. He's coming off a 3-interception performance last week, so certainly start here.
Not at all, but this is where a quarterback gets tested. This is where we find out what he has underneath that jersey, because he had a bad game last week. Can he shake off a bad start to this one and start to perform at the level he expects?
They go play action here on first down. And no, incomplete. Boy, they took a shot there on the first play, tried to start it out with a bang, but it's second down.
Well, they're slinging it, and then there's one you got to put a timer on, huh? I mean, that one came in hot.
Yeah, it came in hot, but overthrown, out of his reach, and incomplete. Second and 10, he'll look to throw again. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
Here we go now.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. They got a man over the middle. It's Woods. 9 yards on the play and a first down. After getting that turnover on the first drive of the game, you'd hate to just stall out the momentum, go 3 and out. They're able to avoid that there.
Yeah, we talk about complementary football all the time, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Defense went out, forced a turnover, gave the ball to the offense. It's now the offense's responsibility to pay that off for them, to show respect to it. Hey, you guys got a turnover? We appreciate it. They want to continue their drive. Well, forget about finding a lane there. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Probably fortunate he was able to hold on to the football.
On play action, they'll throw. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
This defense is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Let's go.
They're going to look to throw. And the Niners get there and bring him down. Solomon Thomas coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it'll be 4th down. This is a nice little stretch he's putting together. Remember, 3 sacks last week.
And now he's off to the races in this game because he thinks, okay, that's the start of something big because he's in a zone. He's locked in. So offensively, you've got to occupy him. Maybe even run the ball at him as opposed to passing it so he can't just pin his ears back and rush the quarterback.
And San Francisco gets set to go here. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets his football out shy of the 30 to the 29. The rushing totals for McNichols last week, 13 carries, 105 yards.
And well-liked by his teammates. In fact, I got on good authority, even though I'm not an investigative reporter, that in their team meeting this week, the offensive line...
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Telvin Smith coming hard on the blitz. He dumps him for a loss of 8.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye. That happened fast and a big sack.
No. Check. Patriot. Set. Blue landing.
Now Garoppolo throwing on second. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. But no matter your experience level as a quarterback, you throw an interception on that first drive, maybe a little shaken up. Nice response there to get their first down.
I think you make an excellent point. I don't care who you are. You throw an interception, it's going to get to you a little bit. But the ones that we've seen that are the best, you never notice it. They don't come to the bench, throw their helmets. They don't do any of that. They just go back out the next drive and act like it never happened. And that's what we're seeing here.
Throwing on first is Garoppolo. He's got his man on the crossing route. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
Garoppolo. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Chandler Jones in there to bury him for a loss of 11. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
From midfield, here's Garoppolo. He's going to float this one deep right. This is caught inside the 15. And he's finally taken down, and it's a big gain there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. So an even first quarter on the scoreboard, but the threat of points on the horizon. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. Garoppolo now, first down throw. This will be caught at about the 5. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively.
Here we go now. No. Check. Patriot. Gun. Watch him now, Barney. Let's go. Check. Patriot.
Now a toss play. It's McNichols. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another 1st down with that run.
Again, it's McNichols as they stay on the ground. And he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. A great play there. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Niners are able to cash in for 6. And he knocks it through. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again. Partner, you mind if I take off this headset and put on a coaching headset?
You want to get this running game going?
I want to get this running game going. I'm going down there and saying, gentlemen, we have got to run the football. We've got to get it going right now.
Yeah, to this point in the 2nd quarter, it has been a struggle. Now a handoff as they run left side. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. That's what they needed. It's an 8-yard gain, and now 3rd and 4 suddenly doesn't look so bad.
But you've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a second and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to third and manageable with that run.
First offense.
That was a third and somewhat manageable, now not so manageable.
Exactly, because you had a play call on that you felt like, hey, this could go quick, and it doesn't take much to get it done. Now, you have to start thinking about a little bit of a deeper route type of a call, especially if you want to throw it.
He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up fourth down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. This is taken at about the 14. It looked like he might beat that last man. He doesn't, though, but it goes as a 32-yard return. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10.
Here we go now. Green.
Garoppolo on 1st down. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a 1st down.
The catch, deservedly so, is going to get a lot of credit, but even more so because there's a defender there ready to make a play.
Yeah, just flat out muscled on that one.
All right, here we go. Green, 39. Green, 39.
On 1st down, Garoppolo. And he's got his man on the out route. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
You got to give some credit there, able to hop up in the air and bat that one away. And that's frustrating for an offensive lineman because the only recourse is when he goes in the air to try and give him some type of a pop or a shove, hoping to bring his arms down.
Garoppolo to try again on 2nd down. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. And he's up past the 20 to the 22. Yard line. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. A reminder coming up at halftime. Larry Ridley will join us from Orlando with our halftime report. But business to take care of before that. And we've got movement by one of the big boys up front for Arizona. Flag comes in.
First offense.
So that'll back him up 5. And a long way to go for the offense here on second down.
Let's go. 3-19. 3-19.
Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Solomon Thomas in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. And now the 49ers signal for a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. This is fielded at the 7. A second quarter score from KC. The Chiefs continue to add on. They're really rolling. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. Now after the punt on that play, we've got a man down on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. Going deep downfield for Ross. And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes it all the way down to the 28-yard line. A big play there just before halftime. 57 yards. So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And how in sync was the quarterback in his center on that play?
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Now before the second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. On second down, here's Garoppolo. He's going to loft one deep left side, and it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers.
Heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. And it's up and good. The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21-yard line. A second quarter score from Carson, and it's the Titans who are off to the early lead in that ball game. That one tight to this point, and you'd have to imagine it'll stay tight throughout. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And the window closes quickly. He'll only get up to the 22-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
All right, here we go.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
When you're putting together a formula for winning defense, it's exactly what we're seeing in this game. Controlling the line of scrimmage, attacking, and changing everything so that now they're playing in the offense's backfield. They're playing an excellent game.
So we've hit halftime here in Santa Clara with the 49ers out in front. As we will send you. You folks don't know what you're missing. You're missing Larry Ridley. Ready to get back, though, to this Week 2 matchup. Let's get to it. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep. Able to avoid him. And now running right through him. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So here's the Cardinals offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know. I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Solomon Thomas in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out. And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Sack. Quarterback gets hit. Now they try the right side here. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
All right, here we go.
Looking to throw. Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary really put this receiving core on lockdown. Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them. Taken in at the 22. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead. And how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points. And to get a little more cushion. He's going to loft one deep left side here. That's caught inside the 20. They give him a gain of 37. A nice job there, Charles. They picked up the blitz, were able to complete the pass. That had the total feel of a quarterback in control. Red blitz, got him into the right protection scheme, so he doesn't get hit back there. He's got a chance to step up with supreme confidence and deliver it down. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. And when a Hail Mary is completed for a touchdown pass like that, I think any defensive coordinator just puts their face right into their hands. I don't think there's any doubt about it, and I don't have stats in front of me. I don't have the empirical numbers that say that in recent years the Hail Mary pass has been completed more than it has been, but it feels that way, doesn't it? And I know the defenses are spending more time on it. I think the biggest mistake they make is that they play everything from behind the receiver. I think they've got to start getting people in front as well to try and knock the ball away. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone. And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Alshon Jeffrey, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
I think the defense has to feel really good about what's going on here. They've hit him, harassed him, sacked him a bunch of times, and now he's starting to get a little jittery in the pocket. Feet are starting to move around a little bit. Sometimes they start to feel ghosts. People aren't even there.
And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down.
No dice this go-around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and the Niners get there and bring him down. Solomon Thomas, he's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 27. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line.
Well, it's 3rd and long, and you've got a few different ways to play it offensively. But this is not the type of offense that's going to wave the white flag. They're going to keep chucking it. And this time, it results in an interception.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. So after the INT, it's Garoppolo. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Garoppolo looks to throw. And the pressure gets to him again. Chandler Jones in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon.
So, Brandon, we've sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
So the sack of Garoppolo. And now what can they come up with on 3rd and long? From the gun, it's Garoppolo. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
And a big hit there as he runs into a brick wall. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the Cards will take over, 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him. And that's another stop for the defense, something we've seen all game long. They have been on fire today. No matter what's called by the offense, they've had an answer for it.
And he's going to be stopped here for no gain. And that's going to take us to the end of the 3rd quarter play. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. The Cardinals on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 11. He'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jordan Willis with a big-time sack on 3rd down, and it'll be a loss of 7.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Here's Brad Wing now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. He'll field this at the 5. And, oh, he is really laid out that time. Knocked flat on his back at the 17-yard line. And the 49ers getting set to trot out there. Now, the previous drive they punted, but that was just the first time they've had to do so in this game.
And when they turn on the game film, the coaches will rant about this, right? They'll say, oh, God, we got to move the ball, guys. We can't punt the ball away. But they have to keep smiles off their faces because that's the first time in the game they've had to do so. They've moved it quite well.
Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. Touchdown, 49ers. A big play there. His third touchdown of the game and 4th on the year. And the 49ers, they're just pouring it on.
You have fun with this one, partner?
I am. I mean, he's been fun to watch under center.
We always talk about, getting to the next level, right? When we see people get into the zone, this guy's in the master class right now. What a performance he's putting on, just carving them up. 4
touchdown passes. Carving him up is right. Seems like everything he throws is going to be a completion and going in the end zone. And he's been a busy man. 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep him warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting. Brandon, that play typifies what we've seen from the offense all day long. They've had no success getting things going. I think for the offensive coordinator, he's got to go to that side of the...
And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Jordan Willis in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Now back to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Woods. And they'll get him down here at the 23. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they've rallied and made the tackle.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Fielded at about the 28. It's a 47-yard punt, return of 6. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, to see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. I mean, that's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
And he'll be out of bounds, able to take it down to the 40. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
So the offense lining up 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Garoppolo. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that it. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Telvin Smith in there to get him his second sack now of the afternoon.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Here we go now. Green, Detroit.
Garoppolo to throw for it on 4th. Going deep downfield. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling, but inside is thinking 24-hour rule because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants them to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. Now, this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going.
And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. And he'll go out of bounds finally at the 7. Time for a break. This one all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this. So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset. They've got it 1st and goal as they look to punch in a late score.
Green, 39. Green, 39.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Solomon Thomas in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. That catch good for 8, but still, it's 3rd and goal now. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. A big play to start the drive got him in this position, but this defense has held firm since, and now it's 3rd and goal. He'll drop to throw, and he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Solomon Thomas in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave him with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And Aguayo able to knock it through. But now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about.
Roughing the kicker, defense.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Back to throw. And he's going to be dropped. Back at the 15-yard line. Solomon Thomas in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and have the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
And Aguayo's kick is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but, Charles, no team wants to get shut out, so it's hard to blame them for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame them one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg, and they're at least trying to finish out strong.
The 49ers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. They have the big lead here late. They protected their home turf well, didn't they?
They certainly did, partner, and just think about how good that feels because every team has a goal when they start the year to win at home. All right, and sometimes you don't win all of them, but they managed to get that done today. Just think about your routine stays the same. Everything's
into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 18, and a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Now they get a fourth quarter pick, a little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
Analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy.
And that's caught inside the 30. A huge play there for Arizona. 57 yards. They'll look to throw here on first down. Jeffrey reels it in over the middle. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And that's caught left side. It's Woods. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. It'll be their third and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. They'll set up a throw. That's complete right around the 8. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man.
Well, I do have one word for that touchdown for you, partner. You ready?
Yeah.
Cosmetics.
Just makes things look a little better. I don't know. It's like putting lipstick on a pig.
Yeah, and it's hard to do, too. And the pig doesn't like the lipstick a heck of a lot, but you do like the fact that they're battling down the stretch, still trying to put something on the board, even though this game is over.
By the way, how rude is that to the pig? Look at all the things they give us. Pulled pork, bacon. On the NFL scoreboard there in the 4th now in Carson. It's been a bit of a shootout in that one, and the Titans now leading. A win would be their second on the young season.
All right, here we go. Green, watching that, Barney.
Well, Garoppolo's going to throw it. He's going to go up top again. That's caught at the 25. And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome. Put a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top.
I tell you, Charles, you play to the final whistle, I get that, but there are a few folks that might not be too happy with that score late in the game with it already well at hand.
You seem a little squeamish about that last score.
I struggle with it. I struggle. But on the other, the argument, I get it, on the other side is, hey, do something about it. Stop them.
Now, I guarantee you, I know who was really excited. Fantasy owners who had them. Hey, listen, get the points for me. They're not worried about hurt feelings or anything like that. That's just new age stuff.
But, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.